I honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. I don't have a problem with hypergamy. Understand something. Women want you to be able to pay the bills. All of them. One of my most insightful questions I ask women, do you want to have to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? And of the 6 months of asking that question, I've had 2 women say, I don't mind. That means across the board. Do you want to have to pay substantial bills? They tend to want a man who is in that top 10%, $100,000, to their top 5%, or even 1%. And they're used to hearing mother, goddess, queen, the black woman is God. And they're not used to hearing such a direct message. And the picture says one thing, but the message is another. Shahrazad Ali, look it up and see what that sister was saying. She was prophesizing what's happening right now. Black media right now, there is no black male media run by black men for black men. The best you have is Ebony Essence, Madame Noir, these things, and they have a large female base because women support. Women spend 73 cents out of every dollar. There's a media, there's an economic component to telling your market what they want to hear.
The missing link is black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us as black women who have never been examined. We have been protected, we have been insulated, we have been kept from any kind of criticism about our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home, and we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation. We have had that rumor that we are the backbone of the black nation because it has served to make us think we were better than the black man. Let us take a look at what we as black women have produced while we were allegedly backboning the black nation. 1 in every 4 black males between the age of 20 and 29 is in prison, on parole, been arrested, or had some bump with the law. Over 50% of our prison population is black, male, growing, and female. We have more black men in prison than in college. 6 out of every 10 black men between the ages of 15 and 44 are unemployed, in jail, got some disease, homosexual, on drugs. 73% of all the black men in prison were raised by a single black woman in a home with no man. 80% of that 73% suffered child abuse in the home, victimized by the mother. 1/3 of our children drop out of school before they graduate. Over 60% of our households are headed by black women who are single, divorced, separated, or widowed.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
I'm just like, women don't get it. Like, you need to swim in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Swim in your lane. Yeah. Mr. Pope don't mind these stretch marks. Mr. Pope don't mind this little bit of cellulite. You know what I'm saying? But there's men at certain levels who date at certain levels that is, physically speaking, they're used to perfection. Yeah. And right or wrong, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying that's right. It's just reality, you know? Back to apples and oranges. Mm-hmm. This is not boyfriend material. This is not husband material. This is that F-boy dude that you just play with. But that's not how women think. They don't think like that. So they don't categorize these guys like this. And this is what I saw in matchmaking. They're coming to me wanting that guy with all the other intrinsic values of being faithful and loving and kind and all the other stuff they're looking for that wasn't in that guy.
Wow.
And I'm like, you're looking for Superman. That doesn't exist. And if it does exist, he doesn't want you. He has too many options and he doesn't want you. Or he's been married for 20 years because he got locked down a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that is a real experience to where the human mind has the ability to have like one experience, and now that becomes the standard.
That becomes
the new norm.
Yeah.
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
A major rite of passage for every male mammal is to provide and protect for a female and her young. Now, certainly we know that the black man has been denied that opportunity. He has not been allowed to qualify to protect his woman or provide for them. They have told us that the only provision that the black man is qualified to give us is one of money. And we have made finance the major focus of our relationships with them. We have made the one thing that most of them don't even have be the criteria. We have been taught that if they do not give us money, that we are not to even allow them to be a father to their child. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, then he is not qualified to tell us what to do. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, that he doesn't have any rights in the home. It's whoever is making the money who has the rights.
The majority of people out there are not top 10% men and top 20% women. The majority of people are just average, everyday good folks. We have lost the ability to do relationship, and we'll gain the ability to do relationship when we actually start looking at ourselves as, am I a good catch for that person, rather than what can they do for me? Coming at it very selfish versus very selfless. Why can't you just get a man that's an average guy? Women are survival. Yeah. And the thing is, women realize that there's a survival thing that goes along with men. In Japan, people are dying by themselves. It's called kodokoshi. There's a whole thing going on to where people in their later years are supposed to be cared for by the family and extended family. No country is set up to have older or elder care fall on the responsibility of the state.
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
In all fairness, there were both men and women saying he's being brutally honest with her. We need more of that. He's being brutally honest. No, he was being disrespectfully impractical. First off, because he didn't even really listen to her question like that.
They take on the black feminine female emotionism.
You don't even know if they really like women like that. If they're attracted to any woman. I'm not even being funny. I'm just being real.
We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man.
Like, she wasn't so much saying that she wanted a six-figure guy. This is at least my perception.
I honestly want a six-figure guy.
You should never gauge or judge your standards or base your standards on how beautiful you think you are.
There's a difference between being pretty and being gorgeous. Oof. You know, a lot of women will be like, I'm pretty. I don't understand. I'm pretty. Like, yeah, you're pretty, and you're pretty with your clothes on.
Yeah.
But there's women who are drop dead gorgeous, butt naked.
Yeah.
You know, and women don't understand that there's, from a visual perspective, there's this spectrum for men. You know, there's like levels to this.
Yeah,
I learned, and what I'm speaking about really comes from matchmaking, you know, because I would deal with very high net worth men, and they want a look.
Like, first off, we all ugly to somebody, but you should never do that. Why? Because if you say, well, you know what, I'm this amount of beautiful, therefore I can have this type of guy based on my current physical features.
Women use to say, oh, I got him with this sex, right? Men use money.
Yeah.
So money is this equalizer. This men get access to women that they would never have access to because of money.
That's so true.
In the interest of being brutally honest, I would tell her straight up, like, you don't need to be looking for no dude that's making six figures. You need to be looking inside yourself for the part that is still broken from past relationships, that's allowing you to get talked to by this dude like you are just a dog. That's the first and foremost thing that you need to do.
So what is your advice for women that...
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.